due to popular demand of one person, I've done a part 2 of what I eat in a day to stay this lean. Yeah. Let's get started. With mangoes being in season, I went a little bit crazy. Actually, no, 59p at one point, now they're 74p, so they're going up again in price, but I started having 4 a day. What do you think? 4 a day of these? I'm gonna wait for these to be ripe though, so today I might not be having mangoes. I've got to test them to see if they're ripe enough. Love them sweet. Otherwise, I may decide to have bananas instead. How many bananas? Maybe 4, make a smoothie. But before I get started on the mangoes, I have strawberries with blueberries. That's how many I have. What is that? 150 grams and 300 grams of strawberries. Yum. Then I have the mangoes that are all nicely chopped up. And then I'd have a smoothie as I'm working. Because I would take my food to work and realised I was taking probably a bit too long to eat all this fruit. So I suggested, why don't I make a smoothie so I can eat and work at the same time. And if they're ripe, I may chop in some nice soft pears to go with my apples. I put some apples sometimes in with my banana smoothie, maybe 2 apples and bananas, 2 bananas, depends on. I stopped buying the organic bananas because they're just too expensive. So. But I get everything else organic, which makes it expensive. Gosh, anyway, I figured out that I was having a really expensive meal every day, but, you know, health is more important, and one day I'll be growing my own. So yeah, I'll add pears to my strawberries and blueberries, and perhaps ripe avocado, kiwi. And then on the way home, while I'm sat on the tube, people watch me, wonder who is this guy who's eating maybe 3 or 4, maybe 3 of these organic, lovely juicy oranges. I'm following a fruity diet. It's the 80-10-10 diet that I'm reading the book. It's a great book. Makes sense to me. The species appropriate diet. It's worth looking into if you're interested in what our species is supposedly designed to eat. And I could run through a few things that make a lot of sense. But let's see, off the top of my head, when fruit is ripe, it turns a beautiful colour which our eyes can recognise. You see, bananas turn yellow from green. We know they're ripe. Mangoes, they turn from green to that colour, maybe. Although if they're picked green, they're not going to turn any other colour, but they can ripen still. But you get the idea. So things change colour. There you go, species appropriate. So the main thing about species appropriate diet is if you can make a meal out of it in its raw state without adding anything to it or processing it in any way and enjoy it, then it's your species appropriate food. And fruit is kind of almost the only thing that we can enjoy and make a meal out of. So, for example, you wouldn't go into a field full of grass and get the seeds of grass, rice, you know, all these grains, and you wouldn't start munching on these without having, you know, you'd have to process them first, add salt to them, you know, boil them, you know. So there's a process there. Even you wouldn't just get a lump of salt. Well, you would have to... you'd get your salt from leafy greens, which is where I get mine from. Moving on to the next meal. Now, depending on how hungry I am when I get home, I may have a cucumber or 2, which I will chop up, not too much, I might even just go eat it as it is, and dip it in to a homemade guacamole of maybe 1 or 2 avocados, and yes, the 80-10-10 diet would probably say no to 2 avocados because that would be too much fat. 80% carbs, 10% fat, 10% protein. So I'd probably be overdoing it with the fat. But, you know, I'm still adapting the diet and adapting it and adopting it. Anyway, I will add to this salad maybe a handful or 2 of spinach. I also buy in the small baby leaf green ones in the fridge as well. Have a look. Oh yeah, so it is. This one, baby leaf, a rocket, watercress, and spinach. Okay, and I don't normally buy in tomatoes, but just bought in tomatoes. All this horrible packaging. Like I said, when I make my own, when I grow my own, there'll be no packaging. Be like an Ubuntu society. Anyway, for a treat, once in a while, once every week or 2, I might buy in some sprouted, you know, broccoli sprouts or lentils or mixed beans. And these were on offer, they were reduced. See that little. Anyway, I love tender stem broccoli, which, you know, if you were to just get normal broccoli and try to eat it raw, because it's a raw diet, no processing, it actually is not too bad. And I will sometimes, depending on how much time I have, because, you know, carrots take a long time to masticate, and, you know, they can lay a bit heavy. So I might have a carrot grated in. Oh, getting heavy holding. I've just done a shoulder workout at the gym. No, it is the leg day with a bit of shoulders and holding the cameras. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I cheat more than just a little on this diet, you know, this species appropriate diet. I actually include some soy sauce, tamari soy sauce. This is shoyu. I just pour the shoyu. I'm gonna show you the shoyu. I buy this one in. It's shoyu soy sauce. I mix it with some half and half, or maybe a little bit more, apple cider vinegar with lava, and it makes a nice dressing. While I'm still adapting the natural flavour diet, but so, you know, I can sit on a train and I can eat a whole cucumber, and you know, it's fine. Love it. So I'm actually adapting and finding processed food now. I'd wake up in the morning after having processed food the night before, and it sits heavy and warm. It's like that warmth is not coming from the food. Well, it's not because the food was hot. It's because it's processed, and the body just is like causing inflammation or something. Exploring the terrain model, which is the environment of the body, and raw food is totally agreeing with my body, and it just feels right. Anyway, time to put down the camera because my shoulder looking. Oh! Usually the evening salad would be accompanied by a red bell pepper to eat the guacamole with, or just eat it whole. But I started growing my own red peppers. I don't know how long it will take for them to mature when they're producing fruit, but they're looking good for a start. And so this will be my evening meal. So what cheat meals do I eat? Oh, maybe 3 times a week, maybe a bit more. Trying to reduce my cheat meals. I may have some frozen veg mixed in with some noodles. That's a nice easy cheat meal. Or get a pizza, or make some porridge with mashed banana, maybe mix in some peanut butter, maybe some molasses dribbled on top, or brown sugar. or both. Another meal I might cheat with is maybe some vegan burgers that I take away that I got in for fun. Or it's nice to do, actually quite popular cheat meal for me is just to, it's very healthy, it's not really a cheat, but because it's cooked, check out the book Raw Energy by, is it Susan and Leslie Kenton? Quite an old book now, but they say, does cooking your food harm your health? And apparently, it doesn't, not immediately, but it's not. Yeah, it's something for you to look into if you're interested. The 80-10-10 diet explores it further as well. But yeah, just a meal that I would have, which I used to consider healthy, because it's cooked, it's not as healthy. But there'd be lots of people out there that would totally disagree. So just follow your own nose, follow your own, whatever you feel like is right. But yeah, the meal that I would create would be just like 2 chopped up courgettes with half a red pepper, maybe a carrot grated in, stir fry with some soy sauce and apple cider vinegar and curry powder sprinkled in, and that just works for me. Any other veg that I might put in there? Maybe chop up some mushrooms, maybe throw in some petit pois and sweet corn, which is also can get organic from Waitrose now, which is great. For some reason I prefer organic. It's all about health. So yeah, even my cheat meals are healthy. Oh, and I would also put in like half a block of a tofu block. I think it's like you get 300 gram blocks maybe, so 150 grams or 100 grams of tofu. But yeah, that's a rare occasion, like once a month. I'm trying to reduce my processed food and my cooked food. So yeah, well, I've showed you with the mangoes. That's my and the fruit. That's my main go-to 75% of the time. And climbing, although dare I say, I actually did cheat a bit more this weekend. I found this scoff cheesecake. It was a Biscoff. Yeah, and I scoffed it. I bought there was 3 cheesecakes and they were all on offer, so I got the Biscoff cheesecake, the raspberry cheesecake, and this chocolate, I think it was like an Oreo cheesecake. And I didn't realise that they went off like within a couple of days, so I thought, I'm gonna eat them now, and then they're gone. If you don't want to be eating junk food, don't buy it in. Yeah, but don't. The other thing is, if you, for myself, I know if I gradually ease myself into this raw diet, then I will be able to stick at it longer, and make it my daily thing. I mean, when I originally became vegan, I didn't become vegan overnight. I adopted it gradually. I remember I had loads of whey protein in the cupboard, and I thought that would last me a couple more months. I wasn't going to just throw it out. So yeah, all good. And so on occasion I think, I'll treat myself to and this lovely organic marmalade, which I love toast as a treat. Just Warburton's seeded toast. Have a couple of slices of that, maybe 4. And I've been using peanut butter instead of spread. But that's adding on the fat in the rather than 80-10-10, it's probably like 80-30-10. That doesn't make 100. Okay. But yeah, I'm buying peanut butter. I once in a while I treat myself to a cheesecake, but then I realize, oh gosh, I bought all these little cheesecakes and they only need to be eaten today and tomorrow, and then you don't enjoy them because you rush eating them, and that's a good thing. You actually you don't find them a treat anymore. You actually look forward to eating the juicy mangoes. So check out my juicy mangoes. Well, I hope they're more juicy. Anyway, that's what I eat in a day at the moment. for the last, since March, April, May, June, July. June? Well, it's actually, yeah, it's coming up July, so almost 4 months, and gradually adopting this more and more raw diet in the last 6 months. And was it August, September last year that I actually did a Breatharian, level 3 Breatharian course, where I actually lost 10 kilograms and didn't really gain it back, although I haven't weighed myself recently to know how much I weigh. Such a small camera, gets so heavy. But anyway, you can just see, yeah, not as, well, never been big, but yeah, it's just keeping a nice tone shape. And yeah, so the Breatharian course, I actually filmed a whole process over a few months of me doing it afterwards. It started with like a 7-day course where you were, a week before you started, you were raw. This is raymao.com, who does a Breatharian course. I did it online with my friend. Me and my friend did it together in the New Forest, and I still haven't got around to editing the video. I don't know if anyone would ever be interested in it, but I need to find the time to edit the video to find out if there would be. So yeah, it documents a 7-day fasting, where it was 2 days of water fast, then 4 days dry fasting. Was it 3 days, 17 hours? I could have gone longer, but my friend wanted to break. Anyway, she was needing to stop. But yeah, proving that you do not die after 3 to 4 days without water. I mean, in fact, I was gardening. I was full of energy, like I am now. So I'm about to go back to bed. I've just been to the gym. But anyway, yeah, I get up at 2:30 at the moment to go to the gym. Crazy. Which is why it's not so bright outside. And then it was a 6-week integration period into this level 3 Breatharian, where you start off with juicing, and smoothies and watery soups and soup, and then eventually you introduce solid food again and have that once or twice a week. And over the 6-ish months that I was doing it, yeah, it was good, it was okay, but maybe I'll leave that for another video. I then decided that this species appropriate diet made a whole lot of sense, and it, you know, I did the Breatharian thing more for my friend, and it just seemed like a right step for me at that moment in time, because I was doing intermittent fasting, and then I was doing 1 meal a day, which was more like 3 meals between 5:30 and 7 in the evening. Anyway, that is what I eat in a day. I've rambled on loads of loads. Thank you for watching, and I have no idea when I'll make another video, but this one was inspired by a lovely viewer. Thank you for asking for part 2 of what I eat in a day, just to keep this beautiful body. Bye for now.